So if you're looking for trying to figure out whether or not you're ready for middle school math, well, you've come to the right place. I'm going to be doing a series or playlist of things that you need to know in order to be ready for middle school math. So we're starting off with using negative numbers here. So you see a list of numbers. If you'd like to pause the video and hold off and see if you've done them correctly, feel free. Otherwise, let me walk you through these types of problems. So when you are looking at numbers that have two different signs, they get a little bit confusing when you start to look at these. So a lot of times I either think about like if you're playing a game or if you're using money. So if you look at the first problem, you have a positive 9. So it's like you have $9 and then it's saying you have plus a negative 2. Well, I can really rewrite that just like this. I can say 9 and that I'm spending $2, right? So if I have $9 in my pocket, I spend 2, this is the same thing as that. So you can take that plus a negative and just make it a minus because that is the same situation as it is. And then when you go ahead and do that, you just do 9 minus 2 and you get the answer, which is 7. Now, if you take a look at the next one, notice that the two signs of the numbers are the exact same. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at something like that, you can either do this with money. I spent 6 and I spent another 3. So altogether, how much did you spend? When the signs are the same and you're adding them together, it's just more of that same sign. So since they're both negative, it's going to be adding them together. So 6 and 3. But because they're both negatives, it becomes a negative 9. Now, if you look at this, 4 plus a negative 9, it's a little bit harder maybe to understand, like if you have $4 and you spent 9 of it. You can say it like that. It's always a helpful thing. You could say, I have $4 in my pocket, but I'm spending 9, so like I have to borrow a certain amount of money. Or you could talk about temperature. That's another great way to look at these. If it's 4 degrees out and it drops 9 degrees, then how much is it now? So that's another way you can look at it. Again, it's a positive number and you're adding a negative. So it's basically the same as saying 4 minus 9. And if you did that, again, whether you're using money or you're talking about, temperatures, you can always just use a number line if you need to start. It's always something I really say that is very helpful. And if you had $4 and you needed to buy something that was $9, you would have to borrow some money. And how much money would you have to borrow? You have to borrow, that would be your minus, and then you'd have to borrow $5 from that. So that would be a negative. I'm going to do the other few problems in just a minute in a part 2. So if you want more questions like these, find them in my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at YouWantAlgebra. All these are going to be located in my new series section called Are You Ready for Middle School?